Michelle,
Hi, Allie.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about my hybrid classroom.
Okay.
And my classroom is set up in three stations, and each station, sorry if you can hear my dog,
That's okay.
each station is typically about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So that gives me 12 extra minutes to do a little intro in the beginning of class and split that time between a closing at the end of class.
Okay.
Students rotate, so some start with me at direct, where I would typically, hey Mox.
You wanted to join the party.
Yeah. So they would start with me at direct, the lower students would, and I would directly instruct them on whatever content or skill we are covering. Then
Now,
from there, I'm sorry?
do you start with the low group at direct because they need that instruction first before they do independent or collaborative on a new topic?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So the middle level students are starting at independent. So they are able to maybe preview information or review old information before then being asked to complete an activity at collaborative.
Okay.
So my then my high students would start at collaborative because that's where the higher order thinking is supposed to take place.
Right.
They're creating something, they are problem solving, they're working together to accomplish a task.
Okay.
So then students rotate through all of those stations, and I touch on what they've completed at the previous station. So once the collaborative comes to direct, I will talk to them about what it is that they accomplished at collaborative.
Okay. So you don't teach like the same thing you just taught to the low students.
Some days, yes. Other days, it looks very different because the high kids or the middle kids may not always need the same direct instruction.
Okay.
Where maybe the high kids, I'm doing the same skill, but I'm enriching or making it a little more challenging for the needs of that group.
Right. Okay.
It's really no extra planning. It's pretty much, as a teacher, you make those instructional decisions based on the needs of your students.
Right.
So, and a lot of times they lead the conversation, they guide it in the direction that it's going. So if they don't understand, if the higher group doesn't understand something, I can always go back and do the same thing that I did with the middle or low group.
Okay.
I don't always group heterogeneously. Sometimes I will group homogeneously. Okay, you gotta get down. That way I can, within those groups, students can help each other.
Okay.
So depending on the topic or the unit, I will group differently based on the activities and the needs of the students.
And how do they know what group they're in? Do you just have that posted somewhere?
I do, in the back of my room, because it's an English classroom. I have 3 groups, so obviously direct, independent, and collaborative. And I've titled them places, like settings in novels. So I have Narnia, Hogwarts, and Wonderland.
Okay.
And I post their names underneath each one of those. Students also are given, once their name is under there, they are also given a number. So I number them 1 through 8. And whatever number they are is the desk that they sit at each station.
Okay.
So at my direct station, I usually number them, the desks 1 through 8. And then at independent, I switch it up. So they're not sitting next to the same people at every single station.
Okay.
And then maybe at collaborative, I do evens and then odds. And
Now, do you do that for behavior purposes or to eliminate like wasted time in between, or what's your purpose for like assigning seats for everybody?
A little bit so that they can work with other people, because, you know, number two, who's next to them, may not be somebody that they necessarily work well with.
Okay.
And also, you know, students contribute in different ways. So to get multiple ideas from other people.
Hey,
Aaron!
I updated Firefox.
You made it!
Oh, I was gonna say, why was she my big? Why are you Hold on. When somebody's talking, do they get the big face?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I was like, why is Aaron's head on the top?
That's where
So
my head
Aaron,
always should be.
this is This is a live broadcast.
Okay.
So everything
Recording
is
right
going
now.
to be posted to my YouTube channel. So you'll be able to pick up what you missed in case you're interested in learning about hybrid.
Excellent.
Michelle, I kind of forget what we were talking about seats.
Grouping. How, like, or why you number desks? Like,
Yeah. So a lot of it is to work with other kids and to alleviate some of those behavior issues and, you know, get kids to work with different
Ooh.
people. If I let them pick partners, they would pick the same person every time.
Okay.
So, yeah. My biggest struggle, I think, with hybrid is by block 5, I'm on 7th, 8th, and 9th time teaching the same exact thing.
Right.
And although
that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, you know,
like the 18th time for me.
right. There are times with my block 5 where I will still do hybrid but whole group, if that makes sense. So I will start the first 20 minutes where the entire class is at the direct station. And then the next 20 minutes, the entire class is at independent. And then the next 20 minutes, the entire class is at collaborative. For my block 5, that works extremely well. I mean, when sometimes the behaviors in that classroom, you know, when the collaborative group is talking, other kids at the independent feel like maybe they could chat a little, but when the whole class is silent, then it seems to be okay. And it helps me too that I don't have to, you know, teach inferences 9 times. And so taking a break like that is nice. I know that 7th and 8th grade teachers do hybrid totally different than how I do. They, in a science classroom downstairs, they have kids work at their own pace, and then they have to go up to the teacher and be assessed. And they have to answer the questions correctly before they can move on to, let's say, the collaborative station or to the, you know, whatever is the next station. So they have to, they're kind of like self-guided until, you know, they move on. Now, I know that they don't do that every day.
Start an independent.
Say that again?
So everybody starts an independent in their classroom.
I believe so. And then they're assessed by the teacher.
And is that counted as their like direct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then they move on to the next thing. I do think there are days when there might be still a full class or a whole class instruction when maybe there's an experiment or, you know, something that they can't do in stations, which is why I think that they are kind of adapting it to make it their own, which is really nice that you don't have to do the 3 stations every single day.
Right.
Last year, you know, I did kind of fake hybrid. And I only did 2 stations, so then I would wrap up the 3rd station the next day. And although it was nice because I had more time, I don't, it was harder to manage just because then one group started something new, and then, like, it just was kind of a bit chaotic. So I do like the 3 stations, and it goes by so fast, which I guess is good and bad. I mean, it makes the day fly by. But, 20 minutes, if they have questions about anything, I mean, time just isn't always there.
Yeah.
So,
So you would recommend hybrid for, do you think that it's everybody method?
I think that hybrid, all the aspects of hybrid help to better meet the needs of students, because not everybody learns well independently. So maybe they work better collaboratively. I do think that not every station is the best for everyone, but because they're getting all 3, I think it really is a better learning environment, at least in my classroom. I feel like I know my students better, ability-wise. Oh, there, he's back. So I feel like I can learn what they're capable of when there's only 7 or 8 of them. Okay, come on. So, but it was a lot of work to change everything from, a more traditional classroom to a hybrid room. So, but I think it's, a lot of times they say we teach how we were taught, and I know that's not always, the case. And especially with you guys being science teachers, you have a lot of hands-on activities and, great engaging lessons. But for English, it's not always so much fun. So, to break it down into 20-20-20, makes it a little bit more manageable, gets them up and moving a little bit, and,
Does it solve the problem of kids annoyingly asking, what do I do when I'm done?
Surprisingly, I haven't gotten as much of that, because it's such a short period of time that they usually need the entire station to do their activity. Sometimes the activity extends into multiple days. So
I was going to say, what do you do with kids who don't finish, or still, even if there's one collaborative activity or one independent activity, and let's say one kid takes 1 day to do it, but another kid might take 3?
So I would, and I do have that, and I would look at why that kid is not completing that task, and most of the time it's because they are taking forever to start their computer, and it's not it's the fact that they're not utilizing their class time wisely. So in that case, it becomes homework, it becomes barren time. Now they have to still complete it, but on their own time. And that's the nice thing about just about everything being on Schoology, is that they can access it outside of class. So, yeah. Any other questions?
I think I'm about all questioned out, Allie.
Well, I appreciate both of you joining me, and
Thank you for joining
Absolutely.
late.
I used Google Hangouts before, but I've never done the live version, and so it's pretty interesting. And my dog, my gosh, Moxley.
What's the
So it's pretty interesting.
non-live version?
That's
Say it
the
again?
one that we did when I did it.
So you're saying right now that even though we're the only people watching this, this is like a public thing.
It is, because I was just on Google Plus, and I could click on the Hangout, and it started to play stuff that I said 10 minutes ago. Like,
Yeah.
it's streaming live.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's not totally live. No, I think it is. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, I've seen celebrities and things do it. Like, we're gonna have a Google Hangout at 7 o'clock. Feel free to join us, and
Right.
anyone can watch whatever.
Well, I just joined I did a webinar last night on discovery education, and it was from 7 to 8, and it was live. Now they just did audio, not the video part, but they shared their screen, so
Okay.
I could see every, like, a little PowerPoint kind of thing that they were doing.
But like, we can interact with you. I'm assuming on those other ones, you couldn't interact with the people that are doing the Hangout.
There was a thing that you could just view, or, like, I think we can only interact if she like, sends us a request.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because anybody could view that.
Right. So I think it's interesting and something different.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be a good way to maybe, like, flip my classroom, do a lesson on here and then, like, post it on Schoology or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And have that be the homework, and then they have to watch that, and then they come back into class the next day to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've thought about that, but then I can't trust that kids actually watch it.
Well, and you could also use it. You could use it, like, in class too. You could record something where, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be live then, but you could record something that they have to watch at the independent station.
Right.
Maybe that gives more detailed directions or something as to what they're doing. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank
I
you.
do like to videotape myself.
All right.
All right.
Well,
I'm gonna go eat dinner.
yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right. You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.